another example. What's the coefficient of the fourth term of the expansion of 2x minus 4y completed to the power of 7? In here again, n is equal to 7 and r is equal to 4, so r minus 1 will be equal to 4 minus 1, which is equal to 3. So again we use the formula, the previous formula. As you remember, the combination of 3 from 7, the combination of 3 from 7 times the first component, the first term is 2x completed to the power of 7 minus 3 times negative 4y completely to the power of 3. So now let's continue, and it's equal to if we find the value of 7 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 factorial over 7 minus 3 factorial times 3 factorial times 2x completely to the power of 4 times negative 4 completed to 4y completed to the power of 3. And it's equal to 4 factorial cancel, 3 factorial is 35 will be left in here, and 2x completed to the power of 6 is 16 times x to the power of 4 times negative 4 cubed is negative 64 times y cubed. So if we multiply them, we will get negative 35,840 x to the power of 4 times y cubed. As the question asks us the coefficient, so the coefficient is negative 35,400 840 is the coefficient of the fourth term. Yeah, in this example, the question asks us to find the middle term in the expansion of 2x cubed plus 3y complete to the power of 8. As n is equal to 8, so the total number of terms in expansion will be n plus 1, or 8 plus 1, 9. So the middle term will be 5, or the fifth term will be the middle term in expansion in here, because the total number of terms are 8 plus 1, 9 terms. There are 9 terms in the expansion. So the middle term will be 5. It means n is equal to n is equal to 8, r is equal to 5, and r minus 1 is equal to 4. So let's find the fifth term, or the middle term, according to this question. Combination of 4 from 8 again times the first term is 2x cubed completed to the power of 8 minus 4 times the second term is 3y completed to the power of 4. And let's continue. Combination of 4 from 8 is 8 times 8 factorial. Let me write it 8 factorial over 8 minus 4 factorial times 4 factorial times 2x cubed completely. 2x cubed completely to the power of 4 times 3y completely to the power of 4. And it's equal to, let's continue. I can write 8 as 8 factorial as 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 factorial over 4 factorial times 4 factorial 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 4 factorial and 4 factorial cancel. 3 times 2 is 6. 8 can be simplified as 2 times 5 times 2x cubed complete to the power of 4 is 16 x cubed x to the power of 12. X cubed to the power of 4 is x to the power of 12 times 3 y complete to the power of 4 is 91 y to the power of 4. And if we multiply them, 2 times 7 times 5 times 16 times 91, we will get 90,720 times x to the power of 12 times y to the power of 4 is the middle term, or the fifth term of this binomial expansion. Next example, the question asks us 2 to the power of 7 times x times y cubed is a term and expansion of ax plus 2y complete to the power of 4. The question asks us find a. As in here, we see that the power of x is 1 and the power of y is 3 and n is equal to 4. It means the power of the binomial is 4. And in here, in term, the power of y is 3. It means the total number of term is 5. So it's the term before the last term. Yeah, it means it's the fourth term because the power of y is 3 and the next power will be 4, the last term in last term. So it's the term before the last term, which is the fourth term. So r is equal to 4 and r minus 1 is equal to 3. Again, by using the formula, you can write that the combination of 3 from 4, combination of 3 from 4 times the first term is x completed to the power of 4 minus 3 times 2y, the second term is 2y completed to the power of 3. And it's equal to what? It's equal to 2 to the power of 7 times x times y cubed. Let's simplify this part. So a combination of 3 from 4 is, I think, 4 times x to the power of 4 minus 3 is ax, because 4 minus 3 is 1, x to the power of 1 is x, times 2y to the power of complete to the power of 3 is 8y cubed. And we can write 4 as 2 to the power of 2 times 8 times x times 2 to the power of 3, 8 as 2 to the power of 3 times y cubed. And it's equal to 2 to the power of 7 times x times y cubed. We can simplify x and y cubed with y cubed, x with x and y cubed with y cubed. 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 3 times 2 to the power of 3 is 2 to the power of 7 times a is equal to 2 to the power of 7. Yeah, we wrote 4 as 2 to the power of 2 and 8 2 to the power of 3. Why? Because in the other part we have 2 to the power of 7. It means we should equalize the bases to find the powers. Yeah, in here 2 to the power of 7 is wrong. 2 to the power of 5. 2 to the power of 5 times a. Now let's divide both sides by 2 to the power of 5. 2 to the power of 5. 2 to the power of 5 and 2 to the power of 5 is cancelled. A is equal to 2 to the power of 7 divided by 2 to the power of 5 is 2 to the power of 7 minus 5, which is 2. 2 to the power of 2 is 4. So a is equal to 4a, the value of a. Yeah, the next example says that what's a constant term? It means the term which do not contain any variable, or the term which the power of variable is, the exponent of variables are equal to 0. What's the constant term of expansion of 2 over x squared plus x cubed over 2 complete to the power of 10? We don't know what's the constant term, so we call it as r, and we know that n is equal to 10. It means the power of exponent of the binomial is equal to 10. By using formula, let's continue. The combination of r minus 1 from 10 times 2 over x squared completely to the power of 10 minus r plus 1 times x cubed over 2 completely to the power of r minus 1. Let's simplify them. Continue. Combination of 10 from r minus 1, as we don't need to find or calculate the combination of 10 from r minus 1. We look at the powers. What are the powers? According to that we should equalize the power of x or variable as 0, the total power I mean, times 2 to the power of 10 plus 1, 11 minus r over x to the power of 2 times 11 minus r, because it's x squared, times x to the power of 3 times r minus 1 over 2 to the power of r minus 1. So let's continue again. Simplify them, and the combination of r minus 1 from 10 times we can subtract the powers of the powers which are in denominator from the powers which are in numerator. 2 to the power of 11 minus r plus 1 over x to the power of 22 minus 2r times x to the power of 3r minus 3. Yeah, let's continue. I think r minus or combination of r minus 1 from 10 times 2 to the power of 11 plus 1 is 2 to the power of, or let me write here, 2 to the power of 12 minus 2r times x to the power of 3r minus 3 minus 22 plus 2r, and is equal to a combination of r minus 1 times 2 to the power of 12 minus 2r times x to the power of 3r plus 2r, 5r, minus 22 minus 3 or negative 23 minus 22 is minus 25. We said that in constant term the power of the variable must be 0. It means 5r minus 25 must be equal to 0 because it's constant. We should eliminate this variable. How can we eliminate it? By making its power as 0. So 5r minus 25 must be equal to 0. That this since this term becomes what? A constant term. So if 5r minus 25 is equal to 5, so r is equal to 5 if we solve it. So which term is the constant term? Fifth term is the constant term for this binomial expansion, or in the expansion of this binomial, the fifth term is the constant term. Here the last example about this subject. What's the rational term? What does mean rational term? A term which not contains a rational expression, or there is no any variable or number under root. It means in the expansion of cubic root of x plus 2 times square root of x completely to the power of 7. It means there is only one term in the expansion, which x is not under root. 2 is not under root at the beginning, so we do not need to think about the 2. So x must not be under root. We don't know which term is that. So let's call that term as r, the unknown term. And from the binomial, we can say that n is equal to 7. And r is that term which it do not contain any irrational expression, or it's a rational term. So let's continue. Again, combination of r minus 1 from 7 times cubic root of x completely to the power of 7 minus r plus 1 times 2 times square root of x completely to the power of r minus 1. And let's simplify it. It's equal to again combination of r minus 1, as we don't need to calculate this one. Why? Because we do not need to find the coefficient. We should find the powers or the exponents of the variables and also the terms to make it a rational number, not a rational number, an integer, I'm sorry. Cubic root of x means x to the power of 1 over 3 to the power of 8 minus r times 2 times square root means x to the power of 1 over 2 completely to the power of r minus 1. Power by power, we know that we should multiply them. Again, combination of r minus 1 from 7 times x to the power of 8 minus r over 3 times 2 to the power of r minus 1 times x to the power of r minus 1 over 2. As in here in multiplication, we have the same basis, so we take one of the bases and add the exponents. Combination of r minus 1 from 7 times x to the power of 8 minus r over 3 plus r minus 1 over 2 times 2 to the power of r minus 1. Again, let's continue. Combination of r minus 1 from 7 times 2 to the power of r minus 1 times x to the power of, if we take 6 as common denominator, so it will be 16 minus 2r plus 3r minus 3, and it's equal to, so I think there is no mistake here, 3r minus 3. So let's continue. 16 minus 3, again r minus 7 from 7 times 2 to the power of r minus 1 times x to the power of 13 plus r over 6. We should make this exponent what? A natural number. We should make it a natural number, that this term becomes what? A rational term. Because the exponent or the power of x is 13 plus r over 6, it must be a natural number that the expression becomes what? Rational term. Let's do it. If we want to make it a natural number, so 13 plus r must be a multiple of 6, a positive multiple of 6, so it must be 6, 12, 18, 24, and so on. In this case, if it's 13 minus r plus r is equal to 6, so r is equal to negative 1, negative 1, 5, because 13 plus 5 is 18, plus 11, and so on. And we know that r is the number of the term, and this number of the term can be between 1 and 8, because the total number of the terms are 8, n is 7, because and it can be it can take value between 1 and 8, including 1 and 8. So negative 7 cannot be the value of r, negative 1 cannot be the value of r, 5 can be the value of r, 11 cannot be the value of r because it's greater than 8. So the only value that r can take is 5. So let's look at the question, or let's respond to the question. The question asks us to find the rational term. Which term is the rational term? In here we found that fifth term is the rational term for expansion of cubic root of x plus 2 times x squared complete to the power of 7. Check yourself. 14 is your homework. If you have any question about this, you can contact with our school WhatsApp number, and we will respond to you by the same channel. Thank you. See you next lesson.